We'll have reaction to the Joplin School District's decision to return to fully in-person learning.
President Biden is taking executive action to try and address shortages of supplies during the pandemic. I'm Natalie Brand with the issue, plus what the FDA is saying about a third COVID vaccine.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Some parents and students in Joplin are not happy with the decision to go back to full-time in-person learning. This is KOAM News at 5. Last night, the Board of Education voted to bring students at the high school back to full-time in-class learning starting next week. The decision was largely based on the low number of cases in the area, also in cases in schools. But some parents and students feel it's too soon and would rather finish out the year with the current schedule. Freshman Livy Riddle is one of them.
Who says that they're not going to rise up again? You know, it's a possibility, and it's really, really nerve-wracking. And I feel that we should be given options that are we should be able to go online. We should be able to switch what we want to do and what we feel is better for us.
During discussions at the board meeting, the high school principal said they might be able to make considerations for students who don't want to go back to in-person full-time. We're going to hear more from Riddle tonight at 6. Officials in McDonald County, Missouri said they had extra COVID-19 vaccines, so they administered some to people outside of the county. The county's emergency management director says the state allocated to them 2,000 vaccines, so they expanded distribution to all qualifying Missouri residents. People were allowed to show up without an appointment to the ballpark near Industrial Avenue in Anderson.
We've been, with our health department and our office here, we've been doing this location for about a month now, month and a half. And so we got word that we was going to get these extra doses coming from the state. And so our location was working, and so they were gracious enough to believe in us and let us use this same spot.
Any Missouri resident at least 65 years old or adults with underlying conditions were eligible. Doug Heddy joining us now with the first look of the forecast. Yeah, cooler than yesterday. At least it feels that way in a way, but still, I'll take it. It's nice.
Yeah, it's quite a bit cooler than what we had on Tuesday, but still temperature is pretty good, right about where we should be for the end of February, heading into early March. And we've had mostly sunny skies. We've got some clouds, a few clouds that are streaming through, but in general, it looks pretty good across the region. We're going to have partly cloudy skies for us tonight. Next little wave is developing out across the northern parts of the Rockies, and that will start to affect us as we head into tomorrow night. But temperature is still pretty good. It's 48 in Iola, 54 in Miami, Carthage at 51, Lamar is sitting at 50, and we have northerly winds behind a cold front that rolled through earlier today. So a little breezy out there, north winds at about 10 to 20 miles per hour. We're going to drop back through the 40s, 30s. Kind of a cold night for us tonight, but some rain chances in the forecast. We'll look at that here in just a bit.
Doug, thank you. 2 Senate committees were scheduled today to vote on the nomination of Neera Tandon to head the Office of Management and Budget, but both have delayed those votes, a sign she may not have all the support she needs. Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders and Arizona Senator Kirsten Semina have both refused to say whether they support Tandon's nomination. Now, Tandon came under fire for past tweets, slamming several politicians, including Senator Sanders and several Republicans. Tandon apologized for the tweets during her confirmation hearing. President Biden is taking executive action today to review critical supply chains of multiple products pertaining to the pandemic. He sat down with a group of bipartisan House and Senate members as lawmakers prepare to take up his American Rescue Plan. Reporter Natalie Brand is at the White House with more.
The coronavirus pandemic has triggered shortages of critical supplies, prompting President Biden to sign an executive order to review supply chains for key products, including computer chips and pharmaceuticals. The executive order will also call for a year-long review of defense, public health, and transportation.
The last year has shown the vulnerability we have in some of the supply chain, including the PPE.
The president hosted a bipartisan group of lawmakers as these shortages have impacted key U.S. sectors, such as car manufacturing.
These little chips here for automobiles causing some lines to slow down.
The meeting also comes as the House has scheduled a vote Friday on President Biden's $1.9 trillion COVID relief package.
The House Democratic Caucus is going to strongly support the American Rescue Plan.
This bill is too costly, too corrupt, and too liberal.
The Biden administration announced Wednesday it will send out more than 25 million masks to communities hardest hit by the pandemic from March to May.
These masks will be available at more than 1,300 community health centers and at 60,000 food pantries nationwide.
And the administration says if FDA advisors grant an emergency use authorization for the one-dose Johnson & Johnson vaccine later this week, it will be in position to ship out 3 to 4 million doses next week. An FDA review of the J&J vaccine found it to be safe and 85% effective at preventing severe illness, 66% protective overall, taking some new variants into account. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, the White House.
Several FEMA-supported mass vaccination sites opened in New York and Texas this week, and there are plans to open 9 more next week in New York, Florida, and Pennsylvania. Still ahead, improving vehicle safety.
A new round of crash tests shows cars are safer than ever. I'm Nancy Chen with how modern designs played a role in Tiger Woods' accident.
And next in Health Watch, for the first time ever, children were given transplants of hearts that had been revived. New research in the UK finds men over 40 who work in a skilled trade like construction and manufacturing are more likely to abuse alcohol than professionals like doctors and teachers. For women, jobs classified as managers and senior officials were most likely to be associated with heavy drinking. Doctors hope the study is going to help target interventions for people who need the most help. Doctors in the UK have become the first in the world to give children new hearts that have been brought back to life by a groundbreaking machine made right here in the United States. Reporter Ian Lee has a story from London.
Freya Headington can once again do the things she loves.
Nice wave.
But just a year ago, the 14-year-old from England had a failing heart. Doctors told her she might have to wait up to 2 years for a new one. Thanks to a new procedure, she's back in the saddle after just 8 weeks.
I feel so lucky. I'm just blessed to be able to give the second chance at life and to know that I have a future, like my friends and family do.
The heart sitting with a connector at the top, the aorta.
This training video shows how a machine made by U.S. company Transmedics is helping doctors revive donor hearts that stopped on their own. Normally, heart transplants come from patients considered brain dead. Life support is withdrawn, then the heart is stopped and retrieved. This new technique lets doctors keep the donated heart warm and oxygenated for up to 12 hours while repairing any damage.
So not only is it reducing wait times, but it's transplanting patients that otherwise would not get an organ.
Despite the pressures of the pandemic, doctors in the UK gave new hearts to 6 children last year. Freya is thankful she was one of them.
I'm ecstatic that I got such an amazing gift of a heart, but it's also upsetting to know that someone also died.
It'll always be there in the back of our minds, but we know now she's got a lovely, healthy heart.
And a second chance to just be a kid. Ian Lee, CBS News, London.
Amazing. This technology has been used before, but until now had only been used on adults. More than 2/3 of people who suffer from migraine headaches don't get enough exercise. That's according to a new study presented at the American Academy of Neurology. Researchers found people who got a minimum of 2.5 hours of exercise a week had a reduced rate of migraine triggers like stress, depression, and sleep problems. Exercise may also be key for patients recovering from COVID-19. Doctors know that progressive exercise helps people recover from severe respiratory illness, and now they hope to use that same therapy for COVID patients. Doug Hady's up next with his complete forecast. A bit later, our pet vet on call.
Hi, I'm Dr. Eva Dudek from Parsons Pet Hospital. Coming up, we've got some information about canine carryouts.
Well, it's turned out to be a pretty good Wednesday for us today. Definitely cooler than what we had yesterday, but still not bad. Most of us into the mid-50s for highs, so pretty close to where we should be for this time of the year, and definitely a lot warmer than what we saw really over the past couple weeks. But you can see lower 70s yesterday. We dropped back into the upper 40s, and then we went back into the mid-50s for highs for us today. But it looks pretty good. We have some upper-level cirrus clouds across the region, but 52 north winds at about 10 to 15. Humidity is at 45%. Most of us around the region, upper 40s to lower 50s, and we'll slowly drop back as we go through the evening hours. Now, it is a little windy. We have a north wind, kind of breezy for us today at about 10 upwards to 20 miles per hour. And this is behind a cold front that rolled through early this morning, gave us a little bit of drizzle and a few random showers out there. But in general, it's turned out to be a really nice day. Through the evening hours, we slide back through the 40s, 30s, kind of cold tonight. We bottom out at about 29 or 30 degrees for an overnight low. We do have a few random clouds out there, so some mid and upper level clouds. So we're going to call it partly cloudy skies for us during the overnight hours, but nothing really big is going on here. If we do head out toward the west, we have a series of very weak waves, which are going to affect us over about the next week. And the first one is out across the northern parts of the Rockies. This will start to affect us tomorrow night, then heading into Friday. But you can see that little dip in the winds out towards Salt Lake City. So that's our little wave, and then another little wave building right behind it out across the Gulf of Alaska. So let's go ahead and zoom in. For us tonight, we drop back kind of cold, upper 20s to near 30 degrees. So a cold start, 29 north winds at about 5 to 15, but a pretty decent warm up. It's going to be a little cooler tomorrow compared to what we had today, but still pretty nice. 45 by noon, and then a high temp right around 50 during the afternoon. So most of Thursday looks pretty good, but as we go into Thursday night, some clouds increase, and there's a slight chance, especially in our southern counties, that we get some drizzle or a few random showers in here. You can see the rain, more persistent rain, mainly stays to our south. Clouds increase Friday, showers increase, especially by Friday afternoon. So we're going to have light showers across the region into Friday evening, and then most of this will rotate out by the time we head into Friday night. And then Saturday looks pretty good. We're going to warm up. Clouds are going to increase late in the day. We'll start to get some showers in here by Saturday night, and then a few random showers as we head through the daytime hours on Sunday. So we just have these series of weak little waves which are going to rotate through. Monday looks pretty good, and then on Tuesday another weak system passes by mainly to our south, but again could give us a few random showers on Tuesday. So we actually have a lot of rain chances, but these are all very weak little systems that are going to push through very quickly. 50 tomorrow, some showers late on Friday, 64 Saturday. We could get some rain by evening, on and off showers on Sunday, but Saturday definitely the better of the 2 days of the weekend.
Yeah, a little bit cooler, and windy, as you were saying earlier, but at least we got that sunshine today. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, pretty good day.
Yeah, thanks so much, Doug. Coming up, a look at which vehicle brands are rated the safest. But first, we honor a local veteran. Betty McCoy served in the U.S. Navy from 1950 to 53. The Carthage, Missouri native was part of the Hospital Corps wave, and we are proud to salute Hospitalman Betty McCoy, a four-state hero. To learn more about all of our four-state heroes, or if you'd like to submit a hero of your own, please do. Just go to our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Federal regulators are ordering immediate inspections of the Pratt & Whitney engines in Boeing 777 planes after one exploded during a flight Saturday. The NTSB says a cracked fan blade that caught fire right there showed evidence of metal fatigue. The Federal Aviation Administration says the jets cannot return to service until the inspections are completed. United Airlines is the only U.S. airline using the engine in the Boeing 777. It says it's working to inspect all 52 of its impacted planes. U.S. Postal Service announced its 200,000 vans, many 3 decades old, are going to be retired. Wisconsin company Oshkosh Defense has been tapped to build a new fleet, which will include electric vehicles and modern anti-collision technology. Speaking of safety technology, Tiger Woods' car accident yesterday comes as a new study is released on crash tests and safety. Reporter Nancy Chen takes a look at which vehicles made the grade.
The Insurance Institute for Highway Safety performs a number of crash tests to determine if a car is safe. The group also measures headlight quality and accident prevention systems. This year, a record 90 new vehicles earned a Top Safety Pick, or Top Safety Pick Plus award, up from 64 last year.
It is indeed a big year.
IIHS President David Harkey says more vehicles made the grade because of auto braking systems and better headlights.
Casting more light down the road for the driver and eliminating that glare for the oncoming drivers.
The IIHS has yet to test the Genesis GV80 Tiger Woods crashed near Los Angeles Tuesday, The luxury SUV does have modern safety features, including multiple airbags. 2 other Genesis cars were tested and earned top awards, including the G70, which performed well in the roof strength test. Authorities say that is key in a rollover accident like Wood's.
The interior was more or less intact, which kind of gave him the cushion to survive.
Genesis is part of the Hyundai Motor Group, which also includes Kia. Together, the company earned 17 awards, the most of any automaker.
Mitsubishi was the only manufacturer that did not receive a single award. General Motors earned just 2 for the Cadillac XT6 and Chevy Equinox.
For the large number of vehicles that they produce and the models that they produce, we only had a couple of award winners for them, so we would like to see them step up their game.
The IIHS continues to test new models as they are released, which means more vehicles could soon be joining the list. Nancy Chen, CBS News, New York.
No pickups won an award last year, but this year one did. The Ram 1500 Crew Cab. Well, the TSA is hiring. The Transportation Security Administration says it wants to hire 6,000 new security officers as it prepares for an expected surge in summer travel. The agency says the jobs will be for positions at 430 airports across the United States. The agency says it's going to be involved in virtual job fairs and other recruitment to fill the positions. What would you give up to travel again? Why are we looking at that? Well, according to a new survey from Trivago, 38% of Americans would give up bedroom intimacy for a year to travel immediately. And 1 in 5 would dump their partner altogether for the chance. Well, love interest aside, a quarter of respondents said they would sacrifice all of their savings, and nearly half would give up their jobs for a getaway. I like travel, but goodness gracious. Final check of the forecast next.
If you see news happening, tell us.
CBS Evening News is next. Then on KOAM News at 6, Joplin police open a death investigation after a body is found yesterday in a burned house. Plus, we're going to have more reaction from students and parents to the Joplin School District's decision to return to full in-person learning. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. All right. When it comes to our families, we want to provide them with the highest quality food. And the same goes for our pets, right? If you have a pet, you know. Today's question for our Pet Vet on Call comes from Christine. She asks, I keep seeing how carry-out snacks can be poisonous, but with what research I've done, I couldn't find anything recent. Anything truth to this?
I really don't know. I do know that there are horrible, evil people that will contaminate and poison food with intention to hurt your dogs. And then there's also the accidental contamination of food at the processing plants. So things could happen, and the sad thing is we won't know until it's too late. I did a little research and found out that the canine carryouts are made in the United States. That's a plus. And up until right now, there are no recalls. So if your dogs like them, keep treating them.
If you have a question, just send it to petvet at KOAMTV.com. Dr. Eva Dudek answers a different question every Wednesday, right here on KOAM News at 5. All right, now let's check out this week's Picks of the Litter. From the Joplin Humane Society, we've chosen this adult female short-haired cat named Precious. She looks precious too. And from the SEK Humane Society, we've chosen this female American red heeler named Blossom. If you're looking for a pet, why not check out your local Humane Society? That's a good option right there. Doug Katie joining us now. Good night. Seems for a bonfire maybe outside, huh?
Yeah, it's a pretty good evening out there. We're going to drop back through the 40s. Kind of cold later on tonight as we drop back to about 29, but 50 tomorrow, partly sunny skies. Some showers roll in late on Friday, but look at Saturday. Partly sunny skies, high temp, up to 64 degrees.
All right, thanks so much for joining us. CBS Evening News is next. Of course, we'll be right back here for KOAM News at 6.